Okay, so I'm back, and now, hopefully, you are hearing actual in-game audio. Sorry, I initially was playing with headphones on, and turns out Capture Card cannot pick up audio that is going through a headset. But, okay, so while I was moving back up here to where we left off, this time I noticed this prompt over here to enter this train car, and what happens here is I can turn this thing off and I can move forward and back, but nothing's actually happening. My guess is that we are not able to get power to this thing at this stage, but I bet that will come back later on. Okay, so we actually have a couple different ways to move forward. And progression could either be that continuing down the railroad or taking that side path. So we are going to do typical video game thing and ignore both of those and walk into apparently nothing at all. Okay. Oh, wait. Nope. Okay. Yeah. All right. So there doesn't seem to be a jump button. Oh, a zoom. Okay, that's useful. What I'm noticing is right away, and now that you can hear it too, the small musical touches are really nice. Kind of not much else going on here. I mean, we're not interacting with any other people or living creatures, so that's certainly setting a mood that otherwise might be a little bare. I'm sure you probably know from... Oh, okay, never mind. Let's forget all about that. So someone obviously had a bad time here. Yeah. So it's okay. Oh wow, I did not even notice that. That is not the best. So I guess that's kind of the core mechanic is our character, whose name is Paul, by the way, I do know that now, will kind of just tell us, you know, what he sees through this text popping up on screen. Okay, once again, I really am not sure what these interactions are, what I'm doing here. It's not very clear if I can actually move these around or kind of change what happens. Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Yeah, I think I'll probably need to leave this for the time being. Okay, so, yeah, I mean, as I was saying, no living creatures, but certainly a corpse. This bridge looks very out of place in a way. But, yeah, okay, so I mentioned this earlier. This game looks gorgeous. You know, it was originally a PC game, of course, but even on PS4, I mean, this is just one of the prettiest games I've seen. You know, the games have been pretty lackluster in terms of really pushing the envelope visually, a lot of people will say, especially on console, but we're starting now. I think this spring is kind of, with Bloodborne, kind of starting to show us what real games on this new generation are going to start to look like, and some of the subtle things, I mean, the varying foliage, the particle effects we saw earlier on the bridge, and just like this fog, you know, kind of extending over these trees and across the water. That's certainly, you know, pretty amazing too. Okay, I think I'll stop lollygagging so much. and start to really get moving forward on the actual story. But hopefully I don't miss anything too important. This is kind of out of the ordinary for me. I tend to take my time usually in games, kind of really look around, but I'm sure that's not the most exciting thing to look at for you guys, so I will avoid doing too much of that. And I've effectively got myself lost already. Can't even tell you where that corpse is now. I think it's probably further back to my left. But, okay. So we've got a train car here. It's a train information. Very useful stuff. Like I was saying before, I mean, I really don't know what kind of interactions we're going to have in this game. I mean, my guess is this is going to be strictly puzzle-based. I will be very surprised if there's much of a combat system in this game. I took a quick look at the control scheme, and it looks like all we've got are interact buttons, so, you know, if we can swing a weapon or anything like that, it's going to have to be very basic, is my guess. But, you know, I mean, when you're a detective, you sometimes need to shoot some dudes, and that may happen somewhere along the line. Okay. So we got a logging stand, and finally a train station. So I guess this is probably where we would have arrived had we shown up on a train and not just kind of appeared inside a tunnel in the middle of nowhere. Red Valley, I think the name of the town is. But okay. So it's really interesting.
Through here for a long time. That was part of a pattern. Large pieces of this country were thrown away, doomed to become, and then remain, the worst versions of themselves. Beneath all that rot, dark things grow.
So you actually can't walk off. I mean, there are invisible walls going to block your path. So I can't get down below this bridge, for example. What I was going to say is it's kind of interesting how long the game will kind of let you just kind of stray. I mean, those dialogue cues pretty far and few between right now, so don't really tell you too much. Maybe it's just the fact that I'm wandering too much, but you really do have kind of a broad map to just kind of wander, lose yourself off the beaten path, and before something kind of comes back and guides you in the right direction. And the fact that there's so little to interact with kind of makes it hard to guess whether you're expected to be looking around here or if we're just wasting our time. And like I said before as well, you know, it's going to be cool for me to see how much of that changes over time. If this is kind of the same rhythm that the game will have throughout, or if, you know, as we move forward, will the pacing kind of pick up? Will I pick up new tools, new mechanics, and things that allow me to interact differently with all of this? What seems to be inanimate nonsense, I guess, just environments. But as you can see, I mean, my guess was I'm supposed to cross that bridge over there, but I can continue on down this way really far. Oh, of course, as soon as I mentioned that, we have kind of hit our dead end. Okay, so these rocks, that is our turn around and go back, you big idiot sign, I guess. One thing that I should mention is kind of what I'm doing here. The reason I wanted to mess around with this live stream, sorry, not live stream, this capture footage idea, as I kind of marvel at this really nice reflection in these puddles. the main purpose of this, I'm trying to get a feel for the way that the capture works, talking on camera like this while I play, and also I mean I do just want to play this game. I mean it caught my eye. Wow. Okay. That is an environment I expect we'll be seeing up close, and I really hope we do, because that looks really pretty. Sorry. The main purpose is you maybe have seen my 2 Witcher videos that I posted previously, which were meant to give some backstory from the previous 2 games.
People hurting each other, hurting themselves. We blame it on compulsion, selfishness, madness. I suppose the idea is, if you name a thing, you can control it. There are things in this world that cannot be named.
Wow. Yeah, you may have seen my previous videos about The Witcher, trying to just kind of flesh out the world a little bit for people who wanted a refresher, or maybe did not play any of the either of the previous games. Most people, I imagine, haven't read the books in North America, and so that was my way of kind of helping you guys out. Now, that was kind of incomplete. There were some spoilers and certain topics that I expected the game would approach, and some of them didn't get mentioned at all. Some of it was information they just expected that we would already know, and I was thinking about how to kind of follow up those videos, and kind of what I'm thinking is, what I would like to do is on my second playthrough of the game, maybe do that with you guys, and as I play, kind of point out, first of all, just some of the things that I really love about the game as a whole, but also kind of really get into what the references are to the previous games and the books, and kind of talk about those characters. There's a lot going on in The Witcher. There's some of these characters, and some of the ways the story unfolds are really special to me, and I really love that game a great deal. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. That may change depending on how well this goes. I mean, these videos may be garbage, and it may be better that I turn off my laptop and never ever do this kind of thing again. But that's for a later day. For now, let's focus on the vanishing of Ethan Carter and read this note. I invoke the Boneless One, the One of Voids, destroyer of ships, and he who is feared by the winds. Hear me. Great Minister Focalor, I wish to make a pact with you to confound my enemies and protect my possessions. Use the doors of confusion to cloud their judgment, seal the path with falsity and guile, and permit only those who can discern every true interior to pass. Aglon, Tetragram, Vachion, Stimulamaton, Aspharis, Tetra... Okay, you know what? I'm not even going to read this nonsense. That is not English. Amen. This is one of those things where when I'm reading things out loud and trying to make sure I'm pronouncing them in a way that's understandable, I have no idea what I actually just read. Obviously, someone was praying to the gods, wanted to, I guess, confound their enemies, and I'm going to go through this kind of soul gate, kind of fog gate from the Bloodborne and Souls games, and figure what's going on here. Swap. So that's interesting. I guess I can't just explore this house fully. I'm swapping in and out of what I imagine would be the passage of time. We've got this kind of room. Oh, okay, so that was a bad thing. I just did a bad thing. I wonder if that means I need to... Okay. So, I should warn you that I'm not the best at puzzles. Let's try this again. wish to make a pact with you to confound my enemies and protect my possessions. Doors of confusion. Only those who can discern every true interior. Okay, so this puzzle is all about finding out what really is the room, the next room that we're looking at. And to do that, I wonder if it's going to be just literal trial and error, or if there's a way to kind of predict what the next room actually should be. And okay. So this one is kind of a gimme. I mean, obviously that one doesn't change. It's also, I wonder if there's an order that we need to do these in. Let's try this. Okay, that one worked. And I have no idea why. So they really go to great lengths to make sure you know what you can interact with and what you can't, which is really helpful from a gameplay perspective, but really takes you out of. I mean, these environments are really, really well realized, but they kind of wash that away by. Oh, okay. They kind of wash that away by making the gameplay elements stand out really a lot in comparison to the background. And maybe that was just a sacrifice they had to make in order to facilitate the gameplay. Maybe it was too hard to find out what needed to be picked up and looked at versus, the things that... okay, so this is going to reset. But hopefully I can remember what they all were. Okay, so I'm very bad. Oh, okay, so these are all actual rooms in the house, which I guess is my hint that it all has to make logical sense within the space of this home. So what are we looking at here? We've got... It's kind of a long room. So that's upstairs, obviously. That's possible. I don't think we've gone with this. I'm gonna... Okay. Sorry. I will hopefully remember that. Let's put this back. Let's reset you. Sorry, reset you. That's correct. And did this one, we did this one already? I can't remember. That seems way too long of a room to fit. I'm gonna guess it's, okay. So not that. Oh boy. You guys are really not going to like me. This is going to be... we'll see how long this goes before I cut footage and skip ahead to when I can actually solve this thing. Like I said, I mean, I'm not good at puzzles, and especially not when, A, I need to focus on speaking in a way that people can actually understand what I'm saying, and B... Did I say B? Did I say A, B? 1, 2? People are looking at me. I'm gonna get performance anxiety. Alright. Where are we exactly? Okay, now we're back over here. Back to the beginning. Okay. Okay. There's progress. Let's reset the kitchen. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, forget this. Okay. Alright. Man, this house is so much bigger than I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be a quick little detour before I go back outside and continue down the main route. And maybe I'm not even supposed to be doing this yet. But here I am. The last thing I want to do is abandon this puzzle and either forget about it or have to come back to it way later. There's even another floor to this. These are not things that I want to see right now. What I want is to get to the end of this nonsense. So it looks like I've got 3 options. I really wish that there was some way to get a clue. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. Okay. Oh. Alright. So if I were an attic... Oh, this... I hope this is it. Okay. Got one right. Just gotta build back just a little bit of respect, right? I'm not terrible. Can we actually see what these books are? Doesn't look like it. Okay, so that was an easy one. No, that looks like it makes sense, but I don't ruin everything. Whew, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? I actually think I already know, I think, what this one should be. Oh, and it's not even one of the options. Let's go with this. Okay. Whew. I don't want to jinx it, but I think I might be figuring this stupid thing out. So it can't go left. That doesn't make any sense. Shit. Where's the staircase supposed to be? Oh, okay. That's it. That's it. I got you. I got you. You get back here. Yep. Yep. Okay. One left. One left. And let's see. Could that be it? That could be it. Oh boy. Oh god. I've made so much progress if I screw up now. Oh god. Pray for me. Oh my god. What have I done? Okay, now the question is, do I still have a chance, or am I screwed? Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, maybe I can reset all this quickly. I want to do this from the other side. It's that way I know. At least I think I did. Yeah, okay. That one, and this was the behind the stairs. The attic one. You know what? The attic one is pretty straightforward. I think that one. That's no problem. Let's try this. Okay. So clearly not. I'm an idiot. So there can't be a window behind that room. That doesn't make any sense. Eat that. Okay, okay. So do they get? I think they give you one chance. You screw up once, you end up somewhere else in the house, and you can still kind of work. You've got one shot to keep things going before they completely screw you up. But now here the problem is that without knowing where I am, the rest of the house is kind of like, who knows? I don't know if I'm at the front. Well, I guess that's kind of what the windows are for. Okay, so the front door is probably just directly below me. And I really wish I could tell you what the rest of the house looked like. The shape of the exterior, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Does this make sense? I guess the even more useful question would be, have I tried this before from the other side? Oh, yes. Okay. Awesome. Oh, I'm close to the end of this thing. What are the chances I get it right? So that's the end of that route. I think all that's left is that one room down on the first floor. And by one room, I mean I know it extends beyond that, but just one sort of direction. We got 3 choices. This cannot be that long of a hallway, right? There's no way. The house can't be that long. No, God. So here's the thing. I screwed up once on this run. If I screw up one more time, am I... Is that... Oh, okay. This is the room that I'm in? Sort of? So if I screw up one more time, do I reset the whole puzzle? Or have I gone, made enough progress that I'll still have a second shot? I don't think there's a window there. Oh, okay, good. Oh, it is freaking dark in here. Do I have a flashlight? Oh, I can crouch. That's good. I expect I'll get a flashlight sometime. I've got to, right? What the fuck? I feel like the house can't just go out on like this really long, narrow path. This one here. I think it's got to be this, although I can't see why there would be such a big table through this. This is a weird house to begin with. I mean, parts of it are more run down than other parts. Like this to me looks like this is kind of, there'd be a garage somewhere here. It's kind of maybe a side area. I would not expect that there would be an entire other dining section. But then I think about this, like this is such a long extension of the house. That doesn't make much sense to me either. And then this, I mean, this is now impossibly long on this side. It's a whole other wing of the house if I go that route. So, I don't know. Am I thinking about this too much? Do I just go and see what happens? Oh, okay. Yes, what? There's... Yoda is hanging out on that desk over there. And... Okay. I honestly don't know if what? Okay. Read. Okay. There are a few other things I want to do before I just sit down and just start flipping through chapters of Harry Potter. What? Like... What? Oh. Okay. Guess I'm not leaving. Yes. Okay. Tell me what's going on. A magician once lived inside an old house and made potions that let him see the future. People from the village came to the magician's house and demanded he share his potions with them. We want to see the future too, they told him. But the magician said no. Asshole. The people from the village grew angry and burned the magician's house, but the magician knew this would happen. He had already cast a spell on his potion room. The house burned, but the room did not. The people from the valley waited, but the magician never came out.
Why are you standing there? You spying?
No?
No, huh? What the hell's wrong with you exactly?
Nothing.
You need to stop leaving your stupid stories around. They're freaking everyone out.
Huh.